Hi there guys, this is Michael V. You guys may know me better as Corndog125 Nailed on Mortal Kombat Online, and then Val, it's V-A-L, on testyourmic.com and Mortal Kombat United. This is a video I wanted to make to help people who are doing announcing for the new Mortal Kombat game tournaments. Now I understand that a lot of people doing commentary for the new Mortal Kombat are new to the game series, and that's awesome. I love the idea of new people coming in and getting behind this amazing franchise. Having said that, there are a handful of things that I kind of want to gripe about a little bit that people who do commentating make mistakes on all the time, and I'm just going to throw this video out there kind of as a subtle correction. The first major mistake I see is people mispronouncing names in Mortal Kombat. Now, I'm sure in any other video game this would be up for debate whether it's pronounced one way or another as far as the name is concerned. But with the video game itself, the Mortal Kombat says the character's name when you choose them. So there's really no debate. You pronounce it like the video game says because that's the right way to pronounce it. The first really big example of this is Raiden. I understand that the Japanese pronunciation of the name Raiden would be Raiden. However, the video game itself calls it Raiden. Raiden refers to himself as Raiden, and the cartoons and movie call him Raiden. Never once has an official Mortal Kombat product pronounced it Raiden. So I just want to go ahead and get that off the table right now, that the proper pronunciation of the God of Thunder's name is Raiden, not Raiden, and you can't dispute it because the game itself says the name. The other name people mispronounce a lot is Noob Saibot. And now this is a little bit more of a gray area because it's not as clearly said, but his name is pronounced Noob Saibot, it's not pronounced Noob Sibot. Now, if you're doing commentary for a video game, you want to be as legit as possible. And mispronouncing someone's name is the first way to show off that you are a noob to the franchise. So mispronouncing names is something that needs to be corrected right now. The next one I've been hearing a lot of that kind of makes me twinge a little bit is calling people's moves the wrong thing. Now there are some moves that have many names, like for instance Scorpion Spear is sometimes referred to as a harpoon. However, don't ever call it a snake, and luckily I haven't heard anyone on the stream call it a snake, but I've heard people outside, like new to the MK community, call it a snake because in the MK movie, the first Mortal Kombat movie, was a snake that came out of his hand instead of instead of him throwing his spear. The one that people call the wrong name way too much, and I know this comes from Street Fighter fanboyism, is calling Raiden's torpedo a headbutt. Now, I've heard Raiden's torpedo called a torpedo. The other name for it is a Superman. But in no way can you call it a headbutt. Now, I understand that the headbutt comes from the fact that E Honda has a really similar move in Street Fighter where he uses his head. But you can't call Raiden's move a headbutt at all because his hands are in front of him when he does the Johnny Bought a Car. So let's not call that a headbutt anymore. I'm just saying that it wouldn't be really fair if I constantly called Ryu's Hadouken a Kamehameha. Calling the moves by the proper name is another way to show that you have an understanding and respect for the video game. This next one I can just put up for debate, but I'm going to go ahead and put my 2 cents in. People on the stream like to say that Johnny Cage is the Dan of Mortal Kombat. And I can kind of understand where that comes from in the fact that Johnny Cage is a funny character and Dan is a funny character, but that's really where their similarities end. If you guys know anything about the Mortal Kombat storyline, Johnny Cage is a very, very important character. In fact, Johnny Cage serves as the way that all the combatants come together to combat the Deadly Alliance. He's the one who brings them together because when Liu Kang is killed, Johnny Cage steps into his place and becomes kind of a pseudo-leader. Johnny Cage is a real hero. And not to mention the fact that Dan in the Street Fighter series is traditionally a very stupid character to play because he is a bad character. But through the history of Mortal Kombat, Johnny Cage has always been a very strong character in the Mortal Kombat world. So other than the fact that, Johnny Cage is funny like Dan, that's the only way that they're similar. And if you only have one thing in common with somebody, I really wouldn't say that you can call them like, oh, they're the Dan of Mortal Kombat, if you get what I'm saying. The next thing I really think commentators for the new Mortal Kombat game need to cut down on is dogging on the old Mortal Kombat game. Once again, you guys want to be as legit as possible, and when you talk trash about Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance and Deception, a lot of the hardcore Mortal Kombat fans that have stuck with Mortal Kombat through the years got their start on those games. And to be completely honest, they're really fun games. I'm not saying they're tournament games, and it's really a shame that because a game isn't a tournament game that it gets trashed all over in the tournament scene. Long and short of it, if you're trashing on games that people consider good amongst the original community, you kind of lose a lot of people's respect, I guess. This isn't me trashing the commentators and saying that they need to get real Mortal Kombat fans on the stream. I love the fact that Mortal Kombat is getting so much attention, and I welcome all the players to come in and join in on the fun that me and my buddies have been enjoying since 1992. What I'm saying is that if you guys want to be taken seriously and show the people on stream that are hardcore fans that you respect their game, doing things like mispronouncing names and making fun of characters and making fun of past games is not going to win you any fans.